Hi everybody, Dave Galt, Remax Team Galt here, sitting with
Sean Goebel, Paramount Investment.
Sean, good to have you again, even though we haven't really moved. We're still here. We're still here. We're starting a new video. We were talking about what would be a good idea to have the next bit of information, and Sean came up with a great idea.
It's important when we sit down to go through the initial application to have your paperwork organized. And what I mean when I say paperwork is the last 2 years worth of your income documentation, your W-2s, your tax returns. If you receive any 1099s or anything along those lines, it's important to have all that so I can take that information and populate your application accordingly with start date, end dates of employment, etc. In addition, a minimum 30 days coverage of your most recent pay stubs, 2 months bank statements, and then any other additional assets we can verify. Your retirement account through work, any stock accounts, any life insurance, and importantly, where your down payment money is coming from. So there's a lot of ways we can work with that in terms of if your parents or your grandparents, for example, want to get involved and help you with the down payment, we can utilize gift funds on certain loan products. So again, we'll just need the paper trail, all that stuff.
Exactly, and that's one thing we didn't really touch on in the initial video is we're not going to know, Sean's not going to know exactly what the best product for you is until he gets all that information. There may be, you know, you're going to hear the words conventional and insured conventional, FHA, VA, in some areas USDA rural development loans. But again, what one person says, this is the one for you, Sean may tell you the opposite. He's always going to watch out for what's in your best interest as far as rates, that kind of thing. But you've got, I mean, obviously that sounds like a lot of information to get, but you got to do it. I mean, you want to buy a home, heck, you want to buy a car, you got to do a lot of this stuff. So obviously it's going to be a little more strict, and in today's world, a lot of lenders are requiring a bit more proof, I guess, to back everything up.
In all fairness, this can be a very intrusive process, and there's going to be a lot of times you're going to come back and say, well, now what? And the answer to the well, now what is that the underwriters are very cautious right now. They're very conservative, and they have the right to come back and ask for anything they want. It's my job to help you understand as to why they're asking for those pieces of information.
And that's important. You know, in today's world where a lot of people will say, well, nobody's going to be able to give me a loan or whatever. Well, that's not true. And hopefully I'm not going to offend anybody when I say this is, bottom line is, lenders are just giving money to people that should be buying homes.
Correct.
Whereas that wasn't always the case, which is kind of why there's a lot of foreclosures out there. You know, people were getting loans that weren't prepared at that time to have that responsibility financially, or, you know, obviously it could have been a lost job. There's always other circumstances involved. But that's why underwriters aren't always the bad people. We'd like to, as a realtor, we like to think so sometimes. He probably thinks so sometimes.
Occasionally it happens.
It's part of reality. But yeah, that's the important thing. And obviously you can, if you didn't get all that information that Sean just gave you as far as what's needed, you've got that available. Is that on your website, or obviously they can just call you?
It is available on our website. I've also got it as an attachment, which I could forward to you via email, so you could just follow it right through as a checklist. And we start building the package and the application at that point.
But don't be intimidated. Again, Sean and I have both been through this, and a lot of people watching this have probably purchased a home at some point. But it sounds like a lot, but don't be overwhelmed by it. Take a little bit at a time. Start with your W-2s, then get your bank statements. The point, one thing I want you to keep in mind, people want to help you. So if you can't find a bank statement, call your bank. They're going to help you. Everybody, you know, if you don't have a great, you know, relationship, if you're not in a small town like I am or whatever, you can get that stuff online half the time. So it's not that bad at all. And Sean's going to do whatever he can to help as well. So, you know, again, it goes back to this can be a really great time and a lot of fun. I mean, that's the thing, you know, that's why I'm probably not your average realtor, because I don't take myself all that seriously, but I know what I'm doing, and that's why I've done all right in the industry. Sean's the same way. I wouldn't work with Sean if he was a boring, you know, obnoxious guy. I mean, he's fun to talk to, but he's top notch in his field, and that's why we partnered up and like to help each other when we possibly can. So, but again, what's the best way for people to call you?
The office phone number, which you can catch me at, is 317-774-2995.
2995.
2995.
That's right. That's
happy
right.
to-
Easy to remember. And again, we're all both of us are available through Facebook. I've got a Dave Galt personal account, Remax Team Galt. Sean Goebel obviously has his own account, and then what was the other one? Is a Paramount Mortgage.
Paramount Mortgage on Facebook. So
Just want to make sure. I don't want to assume anything ever. So
just don't hesitate to get involved. Jump in, ask some questions. We'll get it all figured out for you.
that's it for right now. Stay tuned for the next episode. We just don't know what it's going to be.
We'll be back soon.
Take care. See you.